Hello, beautiful warrior women. It's Karen McCoy here, and welcome to today's free masterclass, The 10 Red Flags That Stand in the Way of Our Body Transformation Goals After 40, and how to kick them to the curb so we can live lean, shapely, healthy, and strong forever. So let's get to it. All right. Let me ask you this. Are you frustrated by your weight? What you've tried before no longer works? Are you playing with macros, calories, low carb, keto, but they're not really working for you? Are you feeling hormonal ups and downs and it's throwing you for a loop? Do you have trouble staying motivated to exercise or eat healthy and you think you just need more willpower? Are you constantly living in your head thinking about food, another diet, another failure, another setback? Is getting older getting you down and you wonder where your body went, your joy, your life, your drive? Are you wanting out of the constant struggle you've been living in for years, perhaps decades, around your body and your health? So, if you said yes to any of these points, I have good news for you. Us 40 plus women are unique and we require a very different approach. Yes, we can live in a healthy, lean, shapely body after 40, but it means going outside mainstream and not following the crowd, what the majority is doing. Few trainers or coaches truly know how to work with the aging female body because what is taught out there is not real and it's only hurting today's aging women. It is setting us back in our goals because what we did in our 20s and 30s simply will not work anymore. So, who am I? Just a brief intro. I've been in the health and wellness field for 35 years and I specialize in women over 40. I'm a certified weight training instructor, sports nutritionist, hatha yoga instructor, level 2 shaman, Reiki master, and empowerment coach for women. So, for more on me, you can go to my website, warriorwomanfitness.com. I don't want to go into a lot about me because this is about you. So, my whole goal is to bust women out of their self limiting beliefs, create a sustainable and gorgeous body transformation beyond 40, and reclaim their joy and worthiness and feel insanely confident. So let's take a look at the 10 red flags that I talk about. I want to start with the outside in. So we're actually going to be starting with the externals. So aging. Age is not just a number. So there are physical changes that need to be managed appropriately. You and I know that. Our recovery, our immune system, our musculoskeletal changes, mitochondrial changes, telomere changes, digestion, organ health, skin changes, tone and tightness, it all changes. So this is where our exercise needs to shift. This is where we have to manage or cut the cardio, the HIIT, the beach body, the circuits. Now, I'm not against these, you guys, and I get a lot of heat for this. What I am saying is we need to change our movement patterns as we age, and many of these things are overdone. Our food needs to shift as well. We have to say no to diets. We will get into this more. No to calorie cuts, no to low carb, keto, intermittent fasting, all of the trends that are out there. And of course, there's psychological changes, life stressors, emotions, self limiting beliefs, habits, and conditioning. Basically, our view of the world. We need to take a close look at this. So, this is what research has shown that as we age, there is only a 2 to 3% drop in metabolism. So, what's the deal? Well, let's head in a little bit deeper. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at hormones. So, we all know this one, ladies. So, hormonal ups and downs are real, and a real approach must be taken. This includes proper macronutrients, movement programs, and stress relievers that support our body as we move through the change. This is also where I promote hormonal support through whatever you choose, hormonal replacement therapy or herbals or tinctures, whatever it needs to be. Our hormones need support. I don't go into this in this presentation, but I do talk a lot about it in my YouTube channel, Karen McCoy Fitness. Diet history, metabolism. Oh boy, a big one. So do you have a long and colorful diet history? If you do, this sets you up for struggle at your 40, 50, 60 years old. Because even one diet in the last 18 months will cause your metabolism to shut down or soften, shall we say. Nothing ever stops, but your metabolism is reacting to protect you. Plateaus get longer, and what worked before no longer works. And every diet attempt just compounds the problem, creating deeper cuts into your metabolism, but it also etches away at your self-worth and your self-esteem, as we know. So here's where I want you to remember, we are teaching our metabolisms and our hunger cues how to act and react. We are parenting them. We need to parent them differently, and we need to parent them well as women over 40. So it is time to teach our bodies a new way. So let's look at exercise history. This is our fourth red flag. So we look at cardio versus weights debate. This is a big one. I know, I know, I know. And I get tarred and feathered for this a long time. I am not anti-cardio, but I am cardio in absence of weight training. So we need to, please, ladies, do weight training. And it needs to be heavy enough weights to induce change. Put away the pink dumbbells, put away the 5 pounders, and start lifting heavy. Then you can add on cardio as an add on, but don't major in cardio. Major in weights and minor in cardio. Because if we just cardio, we are taking that lovely muscle off of our body, because as we age, father time is already taking it off. And if we do not weight train, by the time we're over 50, we can lose as much as 30% of our muscle mass. That's our shape, that's our tone, that is our metabolism, that is our health and vitality. So we want to major in weights and minor in the cardio. Let's take a look at lifestyle. This is a big one. So we don't notice how our lifestyle shifts as we age. We used to play volleyball at the beach. Now we sit for work a lot, especially since COVID. We watch a lot of Netflix. We'll make dinner and then we'll sit down and watch and then we go to bed. That's like 15 hours of being sedentary. And when we go to the beach, we kind of want to read a book and put our hat on and just roll our feet in the sand. So, lifestyle is one of those changes that slowly slips with time and we don't notice it. And this is where women will say, I don't understand. I'm training 3 days a week and I never did that in my youth. So I'm actually active now, but it's not working. Well, all the other stuff has slowed down. Plus, again, like we said in the previous one, if you're not weight training, you're losing your muscle. And that is your metabolism, right? Let's go into stress. This is a big one, guys. So we're starting to go more inward here. So we started with the externals of the body and food and movement and hormones. Let's start looking at our internal landscape. What have your life stresses been to date? So this is where I will ask women about family. Was there divorce, money, career, job, relationships, or challenges? All of this stuff matters. It's not what happens to us, but it's our response to it and how we see it. If we are reacting instead of responding, the body will pick it up, and then the body will use it in a way that is opposite to healthy aging. So this is where stress will create a physiological change in the body. This is where cortisol rises. It acidifies the body. There's a lack of energy, meaning you're not moving as much. You have a tougher time losing weight. You're living in a contracted state. Repressed emotions and the negative effect of this wear down the body's structure and reserves. So, guys, if you don't think that our thoughts and our habits and our belief system approach the body in a different way, then my presentation probably isn't for you. But what I know from my experience and the women that I've been training for over 40 years now, it is this inner world that needs to shift. We cannot create a healthy body from an unhealthy mindset, right? We'll go into this a bit deeper. So, stress creates psychological changes in the body. Your body has created a chemical signature, if you will, for guilt, shame, anger, frustration, fear, etc. And this gets released unconsciously with certain triggers. You become addicted to these habitual feelings and responses. This is because it's been years and years of living from this habitual place, right? You are caught in an unconscious feedback loop that feels impossible to get out of. So, this is the deeper work. This is the mindset work because, as we know, success is 20% strategy, 80% mindset for anybody, whether it's creating more money, better relationship, better career, better body. The 20% in our world in body transformation is the food and the movement. And the 80% is the mindset. And this is the stress piece. We all have stuff that happens to us, guys. But when our stories and when our habits start living us, that creates the stress response. And so we have to learn a new way to live in our head. This is where I'll hear women say, when I lose the weight or get in shape, I'll feel better. And I say, turn it around. When I feel better, I will lose the weight and get in great shape, right? Because you cannot create a healthy body from a disempowered mindset. So the real reason behind fat loss failures comes down to one primary variable: stress, physiological, right? So body stress and psychological stress. So stress is a huge factor. And this is where in my world, we use things like a belief detox. We use mantras, meditation, journaling, prayer. All of these bring us into alignment and allow us to work through and reframe stress in our world. Let's go on to number 7, the settling in. There's no research around this, but I have seen this for decades, and I trust that you know what I'm going to say here. So, conditioned by time and years gone by, the body and the mindset get used to living where they are, right? Like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't agree with that, but you first have to challenge it. You can't just expect things to change, right? So your body gets used to carrying around excess weight, and it can be harder to budge because we are parenting our bodies with our habits, right? So the body actually gets used to carrying the extra 20 or 50 or 100 pounds because it becomes its new normal. So this is where we have to shift the thinking around it as well as the physical habits of food and movement. So your brain, your beliefs, habits, emotions, your conditioning, it gets used to seeing and behaving in a certain way also. So we can be more resistant to change and live in a reactive, self-limiting style. So this again is where people will say, well, that's just the way I am. And I say, no, it's the way you chose to be, usually out of a need for survival that started way, way back, way back when we were youngsters. And we learned how to do things in order to maintain the status quo, to stay safe in our tribe, our family, and to be able to stay safe, right? So, this is again where I say that's just the way I am becomes a life statement that validates a lack of momentum or any actual momentum for real change to happen, right? So we must know that we are the creator of our own patterns. And if we created them, we can change them. So we become too comfy in our comfort zone and we resist change. But no growth happens in our comfort zone. We've all heard that saying. A life without change is not a life, it is a stagnant pool. I used to be one of those people that hated change because change to me in my world was fearful. It was unsettling. It was losing control. But now I have come to embrace change because I know that when I change, I am moving into growth, expansion, and learning and growing and hitting a higher plateau, greater health. So again, this is the inside mindset work where we really, really need to work. Mainstream Molly, this is something, here's all of our lemmings. One little lemming goes over the cliff and they all follow. It's a true thing. But this is what I always say, if mainstream is doing it, it's a good reason to not do it. Mainstream or the majority rarely has it right. And this is especially true in the health and wellness fields. And they are exploding out there. Trends, influencers, trendsetters. But there is safety in numbers. And again, this is built into our psyche. And once we understand that as part of our psychological makeup, then we can challenge it and change it. So I always say the women I work are the 5%, not the 95%. They want to become the 5% that are living on the periphery and doing differently because 95% of all women embarking in a body transformation program will lose their gains within 6 to 18 months. Why? Because there's no change on the inside. They are doing what everybody else is doing. So this is where we say the same old thinking creates the same old results, right? Einstein said you cannot create a new set of thinking from the old habits, right? So we need to shift that. So let's look at number 9. So this is where I look at beliefs and goals. So when I do complimentary calls with women to see if they want to work with me and if we're a fit, because it's not always a fit, then I look at their beliefs and goals. So we may have the goal that, say, I want to lose 50 pounds. But if the underlying belief, which supports our mindset, says, oh, it's going to be hard. Oh, I failed before. Oh, you're not very good at this. Well, what will others think? Well, who are you if you're going to be sexy and lean? That feels really uncomfortable. So the belief system, which is unconscious and runs 95% of our world, needs to be challenged, brought to the surface, and we need to up-level our belief system to expand our self-identity to support our new goals. That's a psychology piece, and that's a big piece. That's the biggest piece of what I do. So if your goals are not in alignment with your beliefs, you will self-sabotage your strategy and your results. So 95% of our beliefs are unconscious and they run the show. So please remember that moving forward in every aspect of your world when it comes to making money, having a healthy marriage, having good relationships, um, being able to have a great career, healthy aging. It all is surrounded by our beliefs and our self-identity. And our goals may be out there wanting to be the North Star in the sky. But if our beliefs are underground and they're rolling around in the muck, and they have not been challenged and we're carrying them since childhood, one of the big ones is I'm not worthy, or I'm afraid of success, or I'm afraid of failure, or I'm afraid of what I need to give up. This is going to be work. These are all unconscious beliefs. And unless they are changed, unless they're challenged and changed, unless they are conscious, because we cannot change what's unconscious. So this is the biggest piece of what I do. And it's the most fulfilling piece for my clients because they get freedom. They let go of the past. You cannot create in the current and the future when you're living in the past. And most people are. The last one, your frequency is off. Yes, this is where I go woo woo. I've been woo woo ever since I was a little girl. I just didn't know what it was called. So here is the map of consciousness. And there's all sorts of different variations of this, if you will. But this is a simple one that I learned as a certified empowerment coach when I got certified many years ago. And this is by David Hawkins. He's a doctor and psychologist. And this is where we start looking at the different emotions that human beings embody. So, in the upper ones, these are all the feel good ones. These are the ones where we want to be living from. We want to resonate here. When we have a great body, we have great health. We're proud of our body. We're proud of our life. We're growing. We're moving. We're challenging. We're changing. All of that feels great. That's where we're supposed to be living from. This is where, when I work with a client, I need to bring her up into this state so that she wants to move her body. She wants to change her lousy eating habits. She's excited to change her old stories and let go of the past. And she wants to move into freedom and ease and acceptance and self love. The challenge is a lot of women are living down here in disempowered, heavy, contracted emotional states, right? We are feeling angry or sad or frustrated with years and years of dieting that doesn't work, or living in a body we don't love, or we look at aging as a terrible thing. And this creates all of this contracted momentum that doesn't lead to any kind of growth. And this is what I call the shame guilt cycle. So, this is where women who have been trying to get into a healthy body, to lose the weight, get lean, get shapely, and they may get there for a while, but it doesn't sustain itself because there is no change on the inside. That's the foundational work, right? It's like building a house either on sand or on concrete. The sand is these disempowered, heavy, contracted states. There's nothing holding it up. The concrete is when we're up in the lighter, stronger frequencies in the purples and blues and greens. But what happens is when they don't make it, like the 95% of women who lose their body transformation gains in 6 to 18 months, as research shows, we go down into shame, we feel guilty about it, and then every failed attempt, we go deeper into it. So this is where the mindset work must proceed and be in alignment with a proper individualized food plan, individualized movement plan. Because unless we have that foundational work done and strong and steady, it can't support any real change. So let's summarize. Let's take a look. So, oh, there I am with my puppies. So these are the 10 red flags. These are the things that women over 40, 40, 50, 60 plus are all plagued with. And this is where we take a look at aging, hormones, our diet history, exercise history, the lifestyle, our stresses, the settling in the body and the mindset, following mainstream tactics which don't work. Our beliefs are out of alignment with our goals, and our frequency, our energy, if you will, our emotional world is out of balance. These are the 10 things that I see routinely in the 30 plus years I've been doing this with women over 40. I'm well over 40 now. I'm in my sixth decade, but it started to change in its 40s, especially with hormonal changes, life changes, career changes, sometimes marriage change. Some people are going into retirement, kids are leaving home, we may be on a second or third marriage. All of these start to happen in our 40s and move through deeper in our 50s and 60s. And these are the 10 red flags that plague us. Unless we look and manage these in a program or a system that is going to allow us to touch on all of these and be able to reframe and create a different meaning and a different strategy, then we are going to struggle with aging, because aging well is a skill and an art form for sure, and it needs to be done differently. So, how many of these 10 red flags do you recognize within yourself? So, here's where I say everything is a choice. You can rewrite your life, ladies, from this moment forward. Absolutely. We cannot create when we're living in the past, when we're living from regrets or self recrimination or lack of self love, lack of self care. It does not have to be hard. Okay, this stuff does not have to be hard. That's a belief. Oh, it's going to be hard to lose weight. Oh, it's going to be hard to change my food. No, it's actually not. It becomes easy when you open up to and accept and start getting excited about it. This is where we're building health, not necessarily losing weight. We're building health, we're building a better way. So it's not about working harder, it's about working differently, ladies. And this is what women over 40 need to do. What's out there is not serving us, and it is setting us back in our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual lives. But you must be willing to get uncomfortable and to move through your fears. This does take time, and it takes a mentor or a coach or a leader who knows this and to be able to walk you through it and who's also walked it herself. I really strongly suggest you find a female who has gone through this and is living the life after going through and learning this in a different way, and she can inspire you to live and in a different way and know that it's possible. We all need mentors, guys. Are you truly wanting to shift your habits, your body, your health, and your life? Drop the excess weight, feel strong and sexy again, confident and present, and live with joy, ease, confidence, and worthiness? Everything is a choice. Please remember, a choice to move into change or a choice to stay. So it is a choice to say, I am ready and willing to do the work and get uncomfortable for a while, but then move into my best self. Or you can say, not today, I am going to stay where I am. And not making a choice to move forward into change is making a choice to stay where you are, right? That's the reality of it. So this is what I want for you, ladies, to live with freedom and ease and to step into your joy again, to never have to diet again, to never be at war with your body ever again, to have food freedom from this day forward, to enjoy intimacy again with your spouse, to be present and relaxed with your family again, be able to watch them age, right? And be a grandmother to your children or a great grandmother, to be down 20, 50, 100 pounds and keep it off for life. What we do must be sustainable, must be a lifestyle that we can manage easily. To not fear holidays, buffets, or social outings ever again. Too many women start short circuiting, making their social circles smaller for fear of not knowing what to eat, for fear of people seeing you eat something that you feel that you shouldn't, or you feel that you might be judged. And then we go home and we'll eat late at night when nobody's around. It's not a way to live. So this is about aging gracefully with health, confidence, ease, and self-love from this day forward. So this is an invitation to work with me if you are ready to do some work and you want to move into a body transformation, ladies. This is a heart-centered, soul-centered approach to losing weight and looking and feeling great. This is what I do. This is my specialty. So this is where I'm offering to you, if you choose to, if you don't, that's okay too. Honestly, I am not here to convince. I am here to serve women and to be able to coach them and support them into their best body and life. If you want to, you can book a complimentary 45-minute call with me. There is a questionnaire to complete, and then you show up for the call. You book around your schedule and be ready to shift. So, this is where we are going to go into food, your exercise, and we're going to look at your self limiting unconscious beliefs and patterns and conditioning, right? So this is not for you if you are just looking for another diet, lotions or potions or a quick fix, right? You are into YouTube videos and Google searches as your main inspiration. Again, nothing wrong with that. If that's where you're at, that's fine. It's not my audience, but if that's what you're happy with, that's all cool too. But it's also not for you if you're an info junkie and you're just looking for more info. A lot of times I will have women say, "Well, I'm doing everything right, but there must be something I'm missing." Actually, it's never just one thing, and it usually is because they're not going deep enough. They're not making any change to the foundational piece of them. This is for you if you are willing to consider a different approach outside mainstream tactics, a sustainable approach that creates deep, lasting change. You are willing to stay open, to get uncomfortable, and to do some real work, right? So, this is me and my family. Yes, we have as many dogs as people in my family. My husband Neil, my son Tristan, and we have Finnegan, Daisy, and Lily. Here is where you can apply to book a free call with me. It is free, 45 minutes, guys, no strings attached. Again, I am not here to sell to you. I am here to serve you. And I promise you, if all we do is have a 45-minute call, you are going to get more from that call than you have from any self-help book, any Google search, any YouTube video, because I will help you assess and learn what's really holding you back. And I know we all say it's us holding us back. Yeah, but what exactly? And how do we work around that? Let me help you with that. So here's my YouTube station too. If you're interested in more, I'm very active on YouTube. I've got over 200 videos there, everything around food, exercise, mindset, all sorts of stuff. That's at KarenMcCoyFitness.com. So thank you, ladies, for joining this presentation. Thank you for your time. And I really, really want you to understand that who you are and what you want to do matters. And it is all out there for you. You deserve it. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. All right. Thanks for listening to today. Make sure you grab the PDF of this masterclass as well. That was in the email. And be well. Okay. Take care.